Okay, all right. So as of now, let me recap what we have covered. Okay, I hope my notepad is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have covered very basic about Python, like what is the data type, different kind of data types, what is list, tuple, dictionary, state. I think I've not covered. Okay, I will cover that, and how to operate with list, tuple, dictionary, different operations we have seen yesterday. Okay, and some property about list, about tuple, about dictionary. List is an index-based data type. It is ordered. We can change it. It's a mutable. Tuple is not immutable, right? Dictionary is a key and value pair kind of structure where key should be unique. And yeah, and how to fetch, how to update. This much we have seen in previous classes. Okay, so this is pretty much okay to set the foundation in Python. Now let's today I will cover more some more topic. Okay, like how to do iteration, looping, and conditional statement, and some function. Okay, so let's start now. Okay, any questions by the way before we start? Any doubt you have?
No, sir.
So, so today I will try to wrap up. Okay, so maybe I will take some time today. So let's see how much we can prepare today. Okay, so next topic is about, okay, so I cover all the basic data types, okay, all the functions, all the operation. Let us see a couple of more things like conditional statement. Okay, so so again, let us go to Cloud and ask, teach me about conditional statement in Python. Okay, so what is conditional statement? I will talk about that. Let me put the context. What is conditional statement? Okay, so conditional statement. Okay, so every program has this concept, not only Python. Every program has conditional statement. So what is conditional statement? Say, let's suppose if I write here print something, print hello. Okay, so if I write any statement, then it will print. Okay, hello. That's okay. It's very straightforward. Okay, but I want to print hello in some certain condition. Okay, for example, suppose you have to take a decision that today I will go to office or not. Okay, so maybe on daily basis you're going office. Okay, it becomes your natural habit that I can go office. Okay, but going to office, this outcome will be derived by some condition, some factor. Let's suppose if it is raining, it is very heavy raining, then I can think that I should not go office today. Okay, or let's suppose it's somebody like it's a strike, it's a vehicle strike. Though you have an office, then you can plan that I will not go office, right? So if you can take some action, okay, you have to take some action, you have to make some operation, but not but depending upon some external factor, depending upon some condition. Okay, for example, here if I run this code, it will always print. There's no condition to check whether I need to print. It was unconditionally it is going to print, but I want to put some context. I want to put some condition. Okay. For example, uh, here, suppose this is my requirement that uh, if uh, if I have suppose like this, suppose I have some input, suppose even numbers. Okay. I'm just hypothetically I'm putting some conditions. Suppose if I have numbers equal to even, okay, then I will print even. Okay, otherwise will print odd. Okay, so printing even number or printing odd number, it depends upon some condition. If I have an input as a even number, then I will print even. Otherwise, I will print odd, right? So so printing, you're taking some action based on some condition. Okay, so this is very funda. Okay, so for how to take that, how to write this kind of statement, how to take a decision based on some condition in program. So that is called conditional statement. So for that we have if else. You will see the code right now. Okay. So we have a statement that we can take some decision. Okay. If something happened, then I need to do this. Otherwise, I need to do this. Okay. So this is very in all language. It has some this kind of statement: if statement, if else, if else, if else. Okay. So, something like that. Okay. For example, how to write statement? Very simple. Okay. Uh, Here we have to write some. Okay. Before that, okay, before I write the condition, okay, let me talk about a couple of things. Okay, I will come back to this, how to write this. But before that, I need to talk about some operator. If you have some mathematical background, you will understand. It's very simple. Okay, so in Python, there are a couple of operator. For example, plus you can do two numbers plus or minus. So it has a plus operator, it has a minus operator. Okay, I'm not covering detail because it's very easy to understand from the maths. Okay, then we have a multiply. Suppose you want to multiply two number, then there's a star. Okay, you can multiply two numbers. Okay, suppose you want to divide two numbers, then there's a division. Okay, something like that. So there are multiple operators. I will talk about that. I'm not covering operator in detail. Okay, there is one more operator like uh, greater than what is called if you know the math, right? Greater than, okay, less than, okay, greater than, equal, less than, equal. Okay, so it's very mathematical notation. Okay, if you know the math, it's very easy to understand. Okay, so let's suppose if I write this condition. Okay, suppose I have some number, is equal to suppose 2. Okay, num Okay. Suppose I have some number 2, any number, it can have any number. Okay. Here I have to print something, okay, based on some condition. Condition is that if the number is positive, like plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, then I will print positive. If the number is negative, like -1, -2, -3, then I will print negative. Okay. So printing positive and printing negative depends upon the context, upon the number. Okay. So how to write this statement is very simple. So we have to write like this. So if, okay, so we have to write if statement, okay, and after the if, we have to write some condition. We have to create some condition. Okay. After if, so this is the syntax. Okay, you write if, give a space, and here it should be some condition. Okay, and how to compose condition, I will talk about that. So there should be some condition. Okay, if this condition is true, now there can be two options. Okay, if this condition can be true or false. Okay, if this condition is true, okay, then we write a column. Okay, if this condition is true, then it will come inside this block. Okay, so this is the condition. If write some condition, column, and if the condition satisfy, then what you want to do, whatever action you want to do, you want to print, you want to do some action. So if the condition satisfy, it will come in this block. Okay, otherwise, if condition is not satisfied, it will go to else. So it has two branch, if and else. If condition is good, if it is satisfied, I will do something. Otherwise, I will do something. Simple. You have to take two action. Okay. So how to build this condition? In order to build the condition, we use this kind of operator. It is called comparison operator. Okay. This operator is called comparison operator. Comparison operator. Okay. So with the comparison operator, you can compare two numbers. You can compare two things. Okay. Like if it is more than or less than or equal, something like that. Okay. So let us see some comparison operator. For example, let us say, suppose I have two number, x is equal to something and y is equal to something. Suppose uh, y is equal to 6, 8. Okay. I need to compare. Okay. X greater than, suppose I want to compare x greater than y. Okay. So can you tell me, this is a condition actually. Basically, here I'm creating a condition. This is a condition. I'm creating a condition. Okay. So can you tell me here, based on this data, I'm saying that x is more than y. X is greater than y. It's a true condition or it's a false condition based on this data?
False.
It's a false condition, right? So let me store this. Okay, so let me store in some variable z. Okay, and let us print z. Let us see what the z comes. So it should come false. False. Okay. If I say x is less than y, it's true, right? So z will become true. Okay. So in that you can see that if you write this kind of operator, x greater than equal to, so this is always give you a true. Okay. The result of this operation will be always a boolean. Okay. So boolean, so this becomes a condition. So boolean, the condition actually is a boolean type. You are getting a boolean type of result after the operation, after using this comparison operator. Okay. If I say x is equal y, it is doing the equality, whether both the numbers are equal or not. So 3 and 8 both are equal? No, right? So it will be false. False. Okay. If I say like this, x is greater than or equal. Okay. So now it is checking two things. Whether x, it is checking two things. X is more than y or okay, or x is equal to y. Okay, so whenever you combine two operation, you actually here you combine in two operations, greater than or equal. Okay, so it will check whether x is greater than y or x is equal to y. Okay, so now tell me, based on this data, what will be the result? It's a true or false? It should be false, right? First check x is more than y. Is true or false? No, right?
No,
3, 3,
false.
3 is not more than 8. It's a false. Or x is equal to y. No, x is not equal to y. Okay.
False.
So it's a false. Okay. So both is false. Okay. So this will be false. So some this like this we can build a condition. Okay. I'm not covering detail. Okay. There are a lot of things to cover in operator, but it's very simple. It's very simple to mathematics. Okay, something like that. Okay. So this way, in the if block, okay, whenever you build a condition, generally we use this kind of conditional operator, equal to, equal, more than, less than. Okay, and it will build a and the result of this operation is always a boolean, true or false. Okay, so if the condition becomes true, then it will go inside this block. It is called if block. Okay, this is called, we call it if block. If you know other language like Java, then it is very pretty much similar. If it is called if block. We call it if block. Okay, so in the if block I can write multiple statements, not only single statement. You can write multiple things. Suppose right. Okay, that is why it is called a block. It is called block of code. We can write multiple things. Okay, not single. You can do a lot of things here. Suppose you can add two numbers. Suppose I can write x is equal to 2 and y is equal to, you can do multiple things depend upon the situation. And you can do z is equal to, you can do multiple things, say x plus y. Okay, something like that, and you can print z. So that depends, that is why it is called block. It is not a single code. Okay, whenever we have a single, for example, number is equal to 2, it's a single code. Okay, because it has single lines. Okay, but inside the if block I can write multiple lines of code. That is why it is called if block. We call it block of code. Okay, so this part is called if block. Okay, and when the if will come, when this condition is true, then it will go inside the if block. Okay, otherwise if the condition becomes false, then it will go into else block. And even in the else block I can write multiple things. I can write multiple piece of, okay, else block. So it's very simple code. This is the code structure. You create a if, create some condition. Okay, and in the condition you write some statement. Okay, and else block. Okay, for example, here I'm building a condition. If this number is more than 2, okay, number. So how to create this condition? Number is more than I mean number is positive. I want to build this condition if number is positive or not. So how to do that? Number is more than 0, right? If I'm saying that I want to check whether number is positive. Positive in sense what? It should be more than 0. Okay. So here I'm checking if number is positive. then it will do these things. Otherwise, it will do these things. Okay. So let me run this. So here, in this context, where it will go inside if block or it will go inside else block. What do you think? Depending upon this number, it's so true. This condition will
If,
come true, false.
so
True, right?
if block.
So it
Yeah.
will go inside the if block. Okay, you can see that it is printing if hello world, then 2 plus 3 plus 3 6. Okay, let's suppose if I make it minus 20 or minus 2 or something like that. Okay, so now this number become negative. So now if I evaluate this condition, our number is more than 0. So now this condition is true or false? It's a false now, right? So this time it will not go inside if block, it will go inside else block. Pretty simple. Okay, you can see that it is going inside or else block. Okay, any confusion? So it's very simple. Write if block, if statement, if is a keyword. Okay, write if keyword. Okay, and build a condition here. Okay, and then here in Python we write a colon. Okay, whenever you have to write multiple piece of code, we write a colon. In other language like Java, we use curly braces. Okay, in Java language we use if something x greater than 0. Okay, so in Java style is a curly braces. So in the Java style we put a lot of block of code in the curly braces. But in Python we don't use curly braces. Okay, we use only colon. Okay, and one more thing, whenever you have to write any block of code, okay, block of code, not a simple code, okay, block of code, okay, you can see one thing, just make a notice here. Here I'm writing I'm starting from here, if here, okay, and the colon, okay, and the next statement, which belongs to if block, they are taking some space. You can see that it is not, I mean, it will not start from the just below if. If you just below if, it will give some compilation error. Okay. So it will take some indentation. It will take some tag. We have to put some tag. So this is how Python works. Okay. For example, let me show some. Let's suppose use some ID. Okay. This you have to maintain the indentation. Okay. For example, let me show some code. This is some Python code. Okay. This is some Python code. Uh, I'm using some ID, but don't worry. If you use some ID, then automatically it will take some space. Okay. For example, you can see that these are the lines. Okay. So here, because they are a single piece of code. Okay. They are a single piece of code. So all the code is starting from the same line. Okay. The depth is same. You can see there's no gap. Okay. There's no tab. Okay. Because these are a single piece of line. So it will start from the same level. Okay. These are single lines of code. Okay. For example, here I'm writing this is my function. Okay. So inside the function, I'm writing multiple block of code, multiple piece of code. And here I'm writing a colon. Okay. So whenever you write a colon says that it's a group of code. Okay. So you always have to take a space. Okay. For example, see, you are starting from here. Okay. So you cannot start the next, for example, try. You cannot start the next statement from here. It will give error. Okay. So you have to always use tab. Press tab here, your keyboard. It will take some space. Okay. So there should be always a space. This is how the Python maintain multiple piece of code. In other language like Java, we don't have to give a space. We use curly braces to handle multiple piece of code. But in Python, this is the case. We have to take, it is called indentation. We take a tab, okay, to create piece of code. And after that, you can see that after try, I'm writing multiple piece of code, okay. So again, all the code which belongs to try block, they will take another space. You can see they're all taking some space, okay. So this all code belongs to try block. Okay, so everything, if you're writing anything inside try, all the code should come to this depth. You can see it is already maintaining the depth. Okay, so this is the case of Python. Okay, it is called this concept is called, so Python is a language where how the Python maintain multiple code of block using indentation. Okay, with this concept is called indentation. Okay, so this is how it maintains the block of code, Python. In Java, we use curly braces to handle multiple block of code. But in Python, we take indentation, okay, and we use colon, okay. So it will come from practice. I know there's for the first time I have seen a lot of people get confused how to maintain this space, this indentation. Even first time I was starting, even I come from Java background, so even I was finding it pretty confusing that you have to maintain some space. There's no curly braces, but this is how the Python works. Okay. Any confusion here? It will come from practice. Okay, so this is the way we write if else. It's very simple. Okay, let me give some example. For example, you can see some code here. For example, I have some age. Okay, and here I'm building a condition. If if age is more than 18 or equal to 18, okay, if the person age is either more than 18 or equal to 18, then I will do this. Okay, you can see that I'm writing if building a condition, then I'm giving a colon. Colon is must. Okay, you cannot you have to give colon. Okay, and after the colon, all the statement which is a part of if block, they are taking some space. You can see that it's a space. They are taking some tab space. Okay, so you have to maintain this space. So this space says that these two piece of code belongs to if block. They are the part of if block. Okay, so actually in other if you're using some added, for example, if you're using any tool like any id, automatically it happens. Okay, if I say x is more than, you can see, just notice here, if I say x more than 2, put colon and just press enter from your keyboard. Once you print enter, automatically it will start next tab. You can see that the tab is starting some, it is already taking some gap automatically. Okay. Did you notice that if I click, if I write something, if I write colon and press enter from my keyboard, automatically it will take some space. Okay. So this is how all the ID are already programmed to take some space. Automatically it will take some space. Okay. Something like that. So yeah, so keep in this mind, whenever you're writing a code of block, multiple code, by if block, else block, and put a colon, okay, you have to maintain the space. Okay. And it will happen automatically if you're using some ID. It will happen, they will take some space automatically. So yeah, this is a simple condition. If age is more than 18, colon, I'm printing something, I'm writing something. Okay, this is okay. Else, you can see that else part is optional. You can write else or not. For example, here, for example, like this. Okay, you can see that there's no else block. There's only if. This is also okay. Okay, else is not mandatory, but it's a good idea to have some second. Second idea, second option. Suppose if, okay, if is happening, then what if is not happening? Okay, so we have always an option. Okay, but it is okay to have only if, but it is a good idea always have some else block. Okay, so that what if something, if it's not happening, then what is? What is your second? What is your second option? So that will come inside else. Okay, but if else is optional, it is not have to always if. Okay, so it's a very simple case. I'm writing if here. Okay, again the same thing. Okay, like this. Okay, this is the if. You can use only if, or either you can use a pair if else. This is always a good practice to use if else. Okay, always it's a good practice, so that you can have both a condition. If something happens, then I will do this. If not, if that will not happen, then I will do this. So you have an alternate option. Okay, for example here, if age is more than 18, then I will do this. You can vote, otherwise you cannot. Okay, so this is the condition if else. So you can see, you can just make a notice. If I'm writing if colon, and then it is taking a space, then I'm writing else. Okay, so now else will start from the if. Okay, you can see that the gap of if and else are both same, both are at the same level. Okay, then else block and then take some space. Okay, so this is where we write multiple block of code, if block and else block. Any doubt here in writing this statement, understanding this statement, this piece of block?
No, sir. No, sir.
So this is, it will come from practice. I know the first time maybe can be not confusing, but it will come from practice. Okay. So this is the if blocks. Again, it's sub temperature. I'm checking temperature. I'm building some condition using conditional operator more than. Okay. If temperature is more than 30, then do this, print this, else do this. Okay. So it's a very simple if else block. Okay. Here, It's very simple. I have if and else. Okay. Let's suppose I have multiple condition. Okay. In this case, it has just one condition. Okay. If temperature is more than 30, then do, otherwise do. It has only two options. Okay. Let's suppose I have multiple condition. Okay. So how to combine multiple condition? So in order to combine multiple condition, we use if, else if. Okay. You can see, for example, here, see, I have multiple conditions. Suppose I have a score 75, okay, and I have to build multiple conditions. For example, if a score is 90 or more than 90, then I'm saying it's a grade A. Suppose I want to give some grade to a student, okay, so that will depend upon the number system, okay. If the number is 90 or more than 90, I'm saying it's a grade A. Otherwise, you can see that I'm building multiple conditions. The condition number one is score is 90 or more than 90. This is condition number one. Condition number two is if the score is 80 or more than 80, then I'm saying it's a grade B. If the score is 70 or more than 70, then grade C. If a score is 60 or more than 60, grade C. Else, otherwise, if all condition is not satisfied, okay, then this is my alternate option. If nothing is satisfied, then what else? So in the last, you will write else. Okay. So here, this way you can combine multiple conditions using elif. Okay, you start with if. Okay, you will not start with elif. Okay, you always start with the if. Okay, if your condition, the colon, and the block, the piece of code. Okay, and then after that, if you have multiple condition, use elif. Okay, elif condition, elif condition, and at the bottom, at the last, suppose you have no condition left, but you want to give some alternate option. If nothing is happening, all the condition is not satisfied, then what is my alternate option? Then we put else. Okay, so this is the basic logic. Okay, if else, if something happens, then it will go inside if, otherwise it will go alternate way, which is else. Simple if else pair. Okay, otherwise if I have multiple condition, then I will go with if, elif, and then last make else. Okay, so this is simple condition if else block. Any doubt here? It's very simple, it's not very complicated.
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, some, for example, here I have a some color yellow. Okay, so if light equal, here it is using equal assignment. Okay, so if the light equal, if light is equal to green, I will say go. Okay, again I'm checking multiple condition. Okay, light, if the light is yellow, then I will say slow down. If the light is red, then stop. Otherwise, invalid, some alternate option. Okay, so this way I can create multiple condition using if, elif, and else. Okay. Okay, so here, okay, so one thing it is trying to teach you about the condition. Okay, so I discussed, right? In the if block or if block, we have to create some condition. Okay, and in order to create condition, we have to use always conditional operator like more than, equal. Okay, so here's some practice. So these are some comparison operator. Okay, for example, if I say 5 equal 5. Okay, so conditional operator will always give you true or false, always Boolean type. Okay, so can you tell me what will happen? 5 equal to 5, it's a true, right? It's a true. 5 equal 3, it's a true or false? It's a false. Okay, can see that it is building some condition. That's why it is trying to teach you. Okay, 5 is not equal to not equal. 5 is not equal to 3, it is true. 5 is not equal to 5, it's a false. Okay, 10 is more than 5, 10 is greater than 5, it's a true. So this is building multiple condition using comparison operator. That's what I try to teach you. Okay, so generally in the if block you will see a lot of comparison operator, more than, equal, less than. Okay, for example, name is Alice, then print this. So this is way we'll build a comparison operator, and it always mostly it is used in the if block whenever we have to build some condition, and it is used like this. Okay, then there's a logical operator. Okay, okay, and okay, one thing I have not taught you. Okay, logical operator. Let me discuss that. What is logical operator? So logical operator. Okay, so how the logical operator work in computer? Uh, okay, so let's suppose this is called truth table. Okay, you have to remember. I think if you have a uh, computer background, you might be knowing this. But let me again tell that truth. It is called truth table. Okay, Let's understand how it works. Okay. So let's suppose I have two numbers, X, I have something X and I have something Y. I'm working with two numbers. Okay. Suppose 5. Okay. I have two numbers. Okay. And here in Python, we have two operator and or. Okay. There are two operators. It has use and operator and operator or operator. Okay. Or operator and not operator. Not is different thing. Negation and operator or operator. Not in not in. Yeah. So we have two operators and an or. Okay. So how the and work? Okay. So this is the one formula. Okay. How the and work? If this is one statement. Okay. If both, you can remember this. If both operand, if both, just remember this. If both are positive, if both are true. Okay. If both are true, then and is always true. Okay. Otherwise false. Suppose you applying and. Okay. So this is the rule of and. Okay. How the and work? Suppose I'm applying and on two numbers. Okay. So the result of and. Okay. When the both numbers are true and you applying and, it will always give you true. Otherwise false. You have to remember like this. Okay. And because it's a and. Okay. So and means both. Okay. So if I have two numbers and applying and on that, if both are true, then it is true, otherwise false. Okay. For example, let me give some example. For example, this one. Let me take this example. Let us understand and how the and work. Okay. So with the and or, you can combine multiple condition. Okay. Whenever we have to combine multiple condition, you can use and or. Okay. For example, you can see that I have two conditions. Okay. I have age and suppose there's a person having age 25 and that person has a license or not. Okay. And I need to determine whether this person can drive or not can drive. Okay. So how when the person can drive, that depends upon two conditions, whether their age and whether they have a license. Okay. So I want to build this condition. So okay. So I need to combine two conditions. Okay. The driving depends upon two conditions. First, their age factor, and their license factor, whether they have a valid license or not. If we combine these two statements, those two conditions, then I can come to know, okay, this person have a they can drive or not. Okay. So sometimes we have to sometimes in order to take some decision, it is not just one decision. We have to take decision from multiple conditions. Not just one condition is sufficient. Okay. So in that case, if you have multiple conditions to combine together and then you have to take a final decision, then we use and or. Okay. So here, for example, you can see that. So I have two conditions. Okay. First is if age is more than 18. Okay. And has a license. Okay. So how the and work? Okay. If both are true, I mean this one, this condition, first condition, and second condition. If both are true. Okay. So here, what I'm trying to say here. So I have condition number one. Okay. And I'm applying and on that. And I have condition number two. Okay. So the how the and work, if both condition 1 and condition 2 are true, if both are true, then and is always true. Okay. Otherwise it is always false. This is how and work. Okay. So for example here, so just think here, age is more than 18. It's a true condition or false condition based on this input. This part, this condition number one, it's a true or false. It's true, right? So age is 25. So 25 is more than 18, right? It's true. This is coming true, right? And second condition, has license. So has license is true or false? It's a true, right? So here both the condition, this condition and this condition, both is true, right? Both is true. So and will always give you true. So in this case, the result of this condition will be true. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Okay, if both the conditions are true and you're applying and, then it becomes true. So in this case, what it will print? It will print you can drive or you cannot drive. What do you think?
You can try.
You can drive. You can drive because both is true. Okay, right? Let's suppose if I make it two, age is 2 years. Okay, now think about it. What will be the result?
Cannot try.
You can't drive. Okay, why? Because this condition become false. So this is false, but this is a true. Maybe it has a license, but the age is less than. It is more than. It is not more than 18, right? So this condition become false. Okay, so this is false. This is true. So if you apply false and true, it will be always false. Okay, so the result is this. So what I'm trying to say, how that and works. So suppose I have a true, okay, and true. So result will be true. If both is true, then and will give a true. Okay. Otherwise, always false. True and false. Result will be what? False. Okay. This is how it works. Okay. Let's suppose first is false and second is true. Does not matter. It will always false. So if you apply and, okay, so it will become true only one case when both are true. Otherwise, in all the cases, it will become always false. Okay, suppose both is false, false and false, it will be false. Okay, so will you remember this rule, and rule?
Yes, sir.
So and rule says both should be true. True and true, only true and true is true, otherwise everything is false. Okay, this is how the and work. Okay, uh, or how the or work. Okay, or says that if anyone is true, let's suppose I'm making two or. Now I'm combining two conditions using or. Okay, so if anyone out of two, if anyone is true, then result will be true. Okay, so true or true, here anyone should be true, so it is true, right? True or false, what will be here? True or false, the what can be the result here?
False.
No, if I what I say that if anyone is true, anyone out of two, if anyone is true and you apply or, it will become true. So this
Okay.
become true. This become true. So for or के लिए, for or, I need to check if anyone is true or not. If anyone, okay, then it becomes true. For example, here false or true. What can be the result here? True or false?
True.
True, because second one is true, right? So for or के लिए, for or, I need to see that anyone, okay, out of two, anyone should be true. False or false. What can be the result?
False.
False. Okay. So this is the and or rule. Okay. For and, the say condition is both should be true. Okay. Uh, if both are true, only then it will be true if you're applying and. And for the or, if anyone is true and you're applying or, it becomes true. Okay. So this is simple funda. Okay. Will you remember this? Yeah. So let's
Yes.
suppose if I apply a or, suppose I change the condition or. Okay. Now think about it. What can be the result here? It will drive or not drive?
You can try.
Okay, because this condition is true, right? This condition is false. So this is false, but it is true. So false or true, true. So it will become print. You can drive. Okay. So this is how it works, and true, and or. Okay. So you can combine multiple conditional statement using or and or. Okay. And how the and work, you have to remember both. If both are true, only then it will be true. In case of or, if anyone is true, then it will be true. Otherwise, false. Okay. So this is how it works, and or, and you can combine multiple condition. Okay. And this generally we combine multiple condition and we write if and else block. Okay. This is the concept. Any questions here? Any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay. So I cover that and condition. So here it is writing and both condition must be true. Okay. So for the and both should be true, then it is true. Okay. For or at least one condition should be true, then it is true. Okay. Okay. Not. There's a not keyword in there is a not keyword in Python. Okay. It's just a negation. Okay. Not keyword is just a negation. Negation of something. You have read in mathematics, right? Negation. Negation we use not. Okay. Not. Okay. Suppose something, you have something, you just making it reverse. Okay. Suppose you have something true and you apply not, it becomes false. You have a false, you apply not, it becomes true. Okay. So negation just making it reverse. So true go false, false go true. It is called not. Okay. So how to use not? For example, see, this is one condition. This is one code, piece of code. Okay. My condition is initially I'm saying that is raining is false. Okay. Is raining is false. This is my initial value. Okay. And here I'm applying not. Okay. Not, and this is my variable name, raining. And in front of a variable, I'm just putting not. Okay. So here, whatever the value is raining has, it will just making opposite. Okay. So now, right now, is raining, the value is false. If I apply not, so this whole condition will become what? True. It's just opposite. Okay. So not is just doing the opposite of this condition. Whatever condition it has, it will do just the negation, just ulta, just opposite. Okay. So this becomes what? This whole condition will become what? True or false? True, right?
True.
True. So this will print this one. It will print if block. Okay. So not is very simple. So it will just make the opposite condition. Whatever condition you have, just make it negation. Okay. Just opposite. Very simple. Okay. Suppose logged in, it's a true value, right? And I am checking if not logged in, then print this, else this. Okay. So logged in is true, right? And if I applying not, then it becomes false. So it will go into else block. Okay. So not is just a negation. You can just opposite, just make the condition opposite. Very simple. Okay. And you can combine multiple operator using and. So you can you can see that you have three. This is the first condition here, and 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 this is the second condition. Okay. So here I'm doing I'm combining multiple conditions. Okay. So here what happens in this case? Okay. So you can see that it's a angle bracket. If you know the BODMAS rule in math, right? So here what will happen before applying and it will give more preference to this angle bracket. Okay. So how the Python will work? First, it will evaluate this condition because it's an angle bracket. So it will start from here. Okay. So it will do the evaluation for this condition. Okay. So this condition will be either true or false, right? And then it will apply and on this condition and in whole this condition. You got the point, right? For example, here suppose I have three variables. I have age, I have income, I have a credit score. Okay. So because I'm combining these two statements, these two conditions, and I'm putting a parenthesis. Okay. So first it will do the evaluation for this condition. Okay. So what this condition coming up? Can you tell me? So I'm saying that income is more than 30,000 or credit score is more than 700. So what the value of this result? What will be value? So income, what is income? 50,000. So income is more than 30,000. This is true or false? This is true because my income is
Yes.
50,000. So 50,000 is more than 30,000. It is true. Okay. Now let us think about this. Credit score. A score is what? 720. So score is more than 700. So 720 is more than 700. It is true, right? So this is also true. This is also true. Okay. And I apply OR. So what the or says, if anyone is true, then true. So this whole become true. This whole statement is true, right? So this part become true. Now this part, age. So age is more than or equal to 21. It's true or false?
True.
It's true. Okay. So this part is true and this whole part is true. So true and true. So both is true. So and will give true. So this whole condition become true. Okay. So it will execute the if block. So loan will approved. Output of loan is approved. So this way it does the evaluation. Okay. Whenever we combine multiple statement like this, so always it gives the preference to this statement whenever we have a angle bracket, and then you can do the later comparison. Okay. This way you can combine multiple statements. Okay. Yeah. There's a okay. Hmm. Yeah. So this is very simple. How to use if is block. Okay. Negation, and you can combine multiple statement and or you understand add or. Okay. In Python, there's very important operator not in. Okay, in and not in. Okay, it is called membership check. It's a very simple, very important operator. Membership. It is called membership check operator. Okay, in or not in. Okay. So suppose whenever you have a collection, okay, and in that collection, you want to check whether this element is part of this collection or not, okay? So we check in and not in, okay? For example, see, basically it always used in the collection, maybe in the list, in tuple, in dictionary, okay? Whenever we have a sequence, multiple items, not in a single item, okay? So this always we check in the sequence. Okay. In and not in, we always check in the sequence. Okay. For example, suppose I have a fruit, list of fruits, apple, banana, cherry. Okay. And I want to see whether apple, okay, apple is the part of this fruit collection or not. Okay. For example, you have a purse. Okay. And in the purse, you have suppose 5 credit cards. Axis, SDFC, Kotak, you have multiple credit card, okay? And you want to check whether I have Axis Bank card or not in my purse. So you're checking a membership, right? Whether Axis card is part of my collection or not. Okay, that's a membership check. So in that case, we use in operator. Okay, so here I'm writing a condition. Okay, banana in fruits. Okay, so basically you are checking whether banana, this element, is the part of this collection or not. Okay, one thing, make a note, in we always use in case of sequence. Okay, or will collection. Okay, it should be a collection. If it is simple a variable, it will not work. Okay, for example, let me show you. For example, like this. Okay. So because here banana is a part of this fruit, so it will print true. So banana is available. It will say banana is available. Okay. Suppose by mistake, it is not a collection. Suppose by mistake I make a simple string. Suppose apple. Okay, it's a string. Okay. So it will not work. Okay. So this in operator always work in the sequence. It should not work. Okay. It is not giving any uh, result. Okay. Suppose it is banana. Oh, it is available. Okay, it is fruits. It's okay. It is considering it should be in sequence, right? It always work in a sequence. Okay, 1 second. Let me print this banana and fruit. What it is printing? It's coming through a false. In operator, let me take fruit, banana and fruits. Okay. Okay, it is matching the sequence. It's matching the character. This is a part of the sequence. One second, let me check some variables. Let me check integer. No, it is giving error, right? It's because it's not a collection. Okay. String it is taken differently. Suppose I have a list. I'm getting a list. Now let us see. True. Okay. So list name is okay, but I think it's okay. I think a string is different. Okay, understand. So it's a single number, so it will not work. It will give error. Okay, because it's not iterable. It is not a collection. Okay. But in case of suppose it's a in case of a string, what happened? And I'm saying apple is there or not. Okay, it will false. Okay. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, one thing. Yeah. See what happens. One thing, just make a note that in operator, whenever you use in operator, okay, in always use in the collection, in the sequence. Okay, it should be always sequence. Okay. So here you might be wondering why it is working in the string. Okay. Why it is not giving error. Okay. Suppose if I make it integer, then it will give error. Okay. It will because as the rule says that in it should be always a iterable as a sequence. Okay, so this integer is not a sequence, right? It's just a single value. Okay, but if I say a string, okay, so what the string does, suppose I make some string. Okay, so actually a string itself is a sequence. Okay, all the actually it's a array, it's a bytes. Okay, what happens internally? Okay, these all character like 7, 8, 9, 9. Okay, they are maintaining a sequence internally. Character. Okay, they are each character is a sequence internally behind the scene. Okay, so because it's a string, so each character is a sequence. So that's why it is working here. Okay, because it's string itself is a sequence of character behind the scene. All the character we are storing, it's a sequence behind the scene. That's why it's working in the string. You got a concept? Because sequence string it's a sequence. It's a sequence of characters. That's why it's working. Okay, but it will not work in case of suppose like integer or float. It will not work because it's not a sequence. Okay, so always remember in always we work in the case of whenever we have a, a collection like list, tuple, and sequence. Now I make it list, then it will not give error. It will be false. Okay, understood? Any confusion here? I explain some concepts here. Okay, so in we always use whenever we have a collection. Okay, so here we have a list. Okay, we have a list here. So I'm checking whether banana is in the list or not. Okay, and this will again give you a condition, like it will give you a boolean true or false. Okay, so if so it's a condition. Basically we are building a condition, so I can use in the if block. Okay, so if banana in fruits, and then I'm writing some statement. Okay, so whenever you have to check something, okay, suppose you have a sequence like list, tuple, dictionary, and you want to check whether something is the part of my sequence or not. In that case, you can use in operator. Understood? It is always called membership operator. Okay, and it always check with a sequence. Okay, for example, mango, not in. Okay, I'm saying that just opposite. Okay, in not in, just opposite of in. Okay, here I'm checking that mango is not in fruit. Okay, this is what I'm saying, that I'm checking what? That mango is not in the fruit sequence. It's a true or false. You can see the mango is there. No, right? There's no mango. It's an apple, banana, cherry. So this statement will be true, right? Mango is not in the fruit. True. So it will print mango is not available. Okay. For example, here, email. Right? Okay. You can see that's email. It's a string. Okay. So I discussed that string is also a sequence. Okay, it's not a list, it's a string, but string itself is a sequence of character. Okay, so here I can apply in. Okay, so here I'm checking whether in this string there is any at the rate. If at the rate in email, okay, and dot in email, then it will do print. Okay, so what will be the condition here? Do you think it's a true or false? This condition is true or false? at the rate in email. So do you find there is a at the rate in email? It is there, right? At the rate is there, dot is there, dot is there. So this whole condition become true. Okay, so this will print valid email. Let me show you. Okay, so it should print valid email because it has at the rate. Okay, if I make it suppose a list, let us try this. Okay, it's a list of string. Okay, now tell me what can be, will it, let me make it else also. Invalid. Okay, now tell me what can be the result here. It will go if block or it will print if block.
Valid email format. Everything is there.
Invalid. Okay, why? Why? Because see, now it become a list. Okay, so in the list, this is one element. This whole thing is one element. Okay, so now it is checking whether at the rate is the element of this rate. I'm checking here whether this at the rate is the part of this element. So there is no any element, right, as the at the rate. Okay, so that's why this whole condition become false. This will become false. But if I make it a string, not a list, then it will justify because this whole character become a sequence. So it will check character by character. So you will find okay, there's a L at the rate character, so it will print valid. Okay, so this is how in always work in the sequence. Okay, yeah, so we cover if else. Okay, one more thing I want to cover, last one, ternary operator, if else. Okay, there's we call it ternary operator. So it's very simple. Okay, so let's suppose if I want to write if else. Okay, suppose for example, do you have any if else block? Okay, this one. Okay, let's suppose I'm writing this statement. Okay, I can write this statement in different way. Okay, so here I have two conditions. I have if and I have else. Nothing else. Okay, I have just simple if and else. Okay, so same thing I can write in just one line. Okay, just to write this statement, I'm how many lines I'm using? I'm using one line, two, three, and four lines. Okay, so in just one line I can rewrite the same concept. Okay, using ternary operator. Okay, how we can do that? You can write like this. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, so first you write if statement, if, and the condition, this condition, write if, okay. And if this condition is true, okay, then what you want to do, you want to print, you can write, okay. So if this condition is true, it will come here, the, okay, else print. Okay, so same thing I can rearrange. It is just a rearrangement of things, okay. Let me run this. You can try, okay. So it's just a rearrangement of sentences, nothing else, nothing fancy, okay. So you can see that these all four statements I can write in just single statement, okay. So how it does, okay. First you have to write the if block, okay. This if block, write the if block, okay. And if this if block becomes true, then what you want to do, it will go in the first, okay, just in front of if, okay. First to write if block, and if something is satisfied by if block, that will become at the in front of if. Your statement will become in front of else. If, okay, then else, and then the print of else part. It is called ternary operator. Okay. So I can rewrite the if else. It only happen when you have just one statement. Okay, suppose you have two statements like this, then you cannot use ternary operator. Okay, it will be difficult. It is not supported. It only supported when if inside the if you have just one single statement. Okay, then you can rewrite the same thing into this. Okay, if you have multiple block of code, then it will not support. Okay, understood. This part is how to
Yes, sir.
use it. So write the if statement, and for the if statement, whatever condition is satisfied, put in front of that, then else and that statement. Okay, and it should support just one statement. It is not. It does not support multiple pieces of. It's very another way of rewriting the same code. It is not mandatory that you have to write like this, but if it is possible that your code become very concise and become very simple to understand. Okay, so it is always encouraged by a developer that if you can use ternary operator whenever there is any opportunity, your code will become very simple to read and concise. Otherwise, same logic we can do with this also, but it reduces the number of piece of code. Okay, that's the only thing. Okay, so I cover. Yes, any questions?
No, sir.
So yeah, so I covered ternary operator. I mean, you can write the if else in one line. Okay, just like for example, okay, we give an example. Okay, for example, if age is more than 18, okay, a status is equal to adult. This is the if block and else minor, something like that. Okay, same thing it is talking about. Okay, so I cover if else, how to write if else, elif, multiple. Let me cover again. So how to write if else, like multiple condition, elif, conditional operator. Uh, you can combine multiple condition using and or, how the and work, how the or work, like not just negation, multiple condition you can combine. If block, how the if block works in membership operator, in not in, and in not in always work with a sequence. Okay, and ternary operator, how you can rewrite the same code of if else in just one line using ternary operator. So these are concepts. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so these are some couple of concepts to understand. Okay, so I cover the conditional operator, how to rewrite it. Any you just any confusion here? I know that it can be the first time. You need some practice here, but in order to whatever I discuss right now, it's difficult to understand or something you're not able to catch or something difficult as of now.
No, sir. Able to understand.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you need some practice. I know that, but
Yes.
okay. Now let us talk about loop iteration. Okay, how to use. I mean, suppose we have a collection of item. How we can iterate multiple item using in Python. Okay. Yeah, Anshita, you have question?
No, sir, I'm saying I understand. Thank
Okay, understand. Okay. So now take the next to the next level. Let's understand about the loop concept. Uh, Let me create another file. It's become very lengthy. We want to create. Okay, nice. Become slow. Okay. Okay, loop. Okay. So again, I'm going to here and teach me loop or how to iterate sequence in Python. Okay. So Python has for loop, while loop. So and generally we use for loop most of the time. We use for loop and while loop. Let us understand. So it has for loop and while loop. There are two loops here. Okay, so yeah, I will range. We use range function generally. Different data type. How to iterate list, tuple, dictionary, set, while, infinite loop, continue, break continues, sparse. else nested loop become complex. Zip list. This is very important concept. List comprehension. Dictionary set. Okay. So this is a lot of things to cover in loop. Okay. Some number. Okay. So let's start now. So in Python, whenever you have a collection of items and you want to iterate, because it's very uh, most of the time you have to do iteration. We have multiple collection. So as of now, you have read about what is list, what is tuple, what is dictionary, right? These are the collection. Okay. Suppose I want to do iteration on this data structure. How to do iteration? Okay. So for that, Python support two types of looping: for loop and while loop, and we use most of the time for loop. Okay. So how the for loop works is very simple. The structure is very simple. Let me explain you. So let's suppose, and it always works with a collection. Okay, you should have multiple items like list, tuple, dictionary, a set. Okay, so let's suppose I have a list of fruits. Okay, and I want to iterate. I want to retrieve all the element one by one. Okay, so how we do that? So this is the we use for block. Okay, how we write it like this? You use just write for. Okay, for keyword. It's a keyword. Okay, and then you have to create some variable, any variable x, y, z. If you give some logical name, for example, I'm giving x for block x variable, and then we have to use in is the operator. Okay, and then your variable name, the collection name. For example, I want to loop fruits. Okay, I want to loop, I want to iterate is the element fruits. So for okay, this x is any name. Okay, x, y, z, you can give any name. Okay, any variable name. So for variable name in what, in this collection fruit. Okay, so this is the condition. Okay, for your any variable name. Okay, in is a keyword, and fruit is your collection name, whatever collection name you have. Okay, so these are the statement. Okay, and then you have to put a column. It's a block. It's a piece of block. Okay, and then after the column, just press enter. Okay, and then uh, now in the inside the block, now you have to put some logic. I mean, what you want to do. Okay, so basically, what is happening? Let me explain. Under the hood, what happening here? So suppose I want to iterate. I want to do iteration. I want to loop this fruit. This all the element. I want to say apple. I want to check banana. I want to get all the element. Okay. So if you write this statement for x in loop, what happens? Okay. So one by one, okay, it will start from here. It will start from apple, the first index. Okay. And it will start from first index, then second and second, unless until it cover all the element inside the loop. Okay. And suppose I'm iterating. Suppose I'm at the index number. I got apple. Okay. So I got apple. So I want to store this apple. Okay. Because I got some data. Suppose you're iterating a list, and from the list you got the element. You want to store that element somewhere. So that is why we need x variable. Okay. So basically, what happening? You are storing apple first. Okay, like this. So what will happen if you do iteration? Okay, so it will start from the apple first element, and it will store the first element into x, inside x. Okay, so now the first time x will become apple at this position. Okay, if you print here, suppose I want to print whatever I got. I want to print, or I want to do some calculation like this. Okay, so the first time it will print apple because it is starting from apple the first time. Second time after apple, it will go to banana. Now x will become banana. Okay, so x will always keep on changing. This x is always keep on changing depending upon where it is right now. So initially it is a apple. So x become apple at the beginning. After apple, it will go to banana. Then x become banana. After banana, it will go to cherry. Now x become cherry. Okay, and after cherry, there is no element. Then loop gets over. Automatically, the loop, the iteration gets over. Okay, this is how the loops work. Very simple statement. Okay, let me print this. So you can see it is just printing all this. I mean all the name of apple. Okay, let's suppose here I want to do some logic here. Okay, let's suppose whatever fruits I got, I want to uh, I want to add something. Suppose here I want to write. Suppose this is what I want to get result. I want fruit. Okay, fruits and dash and fruit name. I want like apple, like this. Okay. For banana, I want to write like fruit, banana. Okay. For cherry, I want to write, I mean, I want to do uh, I'm doing some operation inside the else if block. Okay. Just instead of saying print, I want to do some operation. Okay. So how to do that? So let's suppose I got X. So here you can see first time the X will become apple. Okay. So I got X. Okay. So here I can add something. Suppose if I add like I want to add some prefix like fruit. Okay. Like this, and you just add it. Okay. So you can see that it will become fruit apple. Add some space here. You can see that. So for each apple, for each content, I'm just adding some prefix, some data like this. Okay. So this way it will print. Okay. So let's suppose I have let's suppose I have here, I'm putting some integers, suppose anything. Suppose I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Suppose. Okay. And if I write like for X in, suppose it's, I'm giving some ints. I'm giving this name, ints. Okay. Then it will print, I just want to do print. So it will print all the numbers. Whatever. Okay, this is invalid statement. Yeah, you can see it's printing all the element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one by one. Okay, so it's very simple statement. You have to write four. It can be any variable name. It can be X. It can be Y. It can be anything. Okay, that depends upon that X, Y, and then it will do the same. Okay, so for any variable name in and your collection name. Okay, and X, Y. This variable will store all the element one by one. Okay, like this. So this is the logic. Okay. For example, I have a fruit, I want to iterate. So for fruit, here the fruit is just a variable name. Okay, it can be anything. In fruits, this fruits is this variable name, this collection name. Okay, and then your variable. Okay. For example, suppose in Python. Okay. Suppose I have a Python string and I want to pull all the character like P, Y, T, H. Okay. So I can iterate all the string using for char. Char can be variable name in Python, and it will put all the variable, all the characters. You got this point? So this is the syntax for writing for block. Very simple. For variable name in, always in operator. Okay, and use a collection. It should be collection here. Okay, any collection like list, tuple, dictionary, anything. Okay. Any doubt here in understanding for block? I know you have to do some practice here, but it's a very simple code here. Any doubt here or any?
No, sir. Only practice required.
Yeah, you have to do practical. I know that. Okay, range is very useful function in for block in Python. Okay, so range, what the range does? Range. Let me talk about a bit. Range is very useful function. Range. Okay. So range will generate it. It's a number generator. It generate the numbers. It generate the numbers. Okay. I think every language has this kind of support. You want to generate some number. Okay. So how it works? Suppose if I say range. Okay. And suppose I want to generate a number from 1 0 to 0 to 10. 0, I think 0, 1, 2, 3 in a sequence, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to generate this number. Okay. So for that, whenever you want to generate any number, range can be useful. So how the range work? You will use a range function. It's an inbuilt function. Okay. And range function takes three parameters. Okay. It takes beginning. I mean, where you want to start from. Suppose here I want to start from 0. So you have to give that number where you want to start. Okay. And then where you want to end, starting and ending. Stop, it is called a stop. Okay. Start, where you want to start, where you want to stop. Okay. And what the step, how much you want to take the step. Okay. For example, in this case, I want to go till what? 10. Okay. I want to go till 10, from 0 to 10. Okay. So I will take a step at stop. I want to stop at 10. Okay. I want to start from 0. I want to go till 10. Okay. And between 0 to 10, you can see that what is your step? I mean, what is the gap? Okay. So I want to start from 0. I want to go to 1. So from 0 to 1, what is the gap? From 1 to 2, what is the gap? One gap. So I'm taking one step, right? I'm starting from 0, then one step, then 1. From 1 to 2, another one step. 2 to, I'm taking one step and I'm reaching to 10. So that is called a step. How much step you're taking? I'm taking one step. Okay. So here I'm starting from 0. I want to reach at 10, which is my stop number. And how much jump I'm taking, how much step I'm taking, one step. So there's a step. Got it? This three thing is clear. Starting point, where you want to start, where you want to stop, and how much step you want to take. Okay. Okay. So this become range. Okay. And range, how we use range? So it becomes a sequence. Okay. This is a sequence now. Okay. And if you want to get the numbers, you have to use for loop. Okay. So for x, any variable name in range. Understand? And then colon. And then print x. Okay. So it will print a number from 0 to 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Understand? Let us see. But here it is printing only till 9. Okay. It is okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Till 9. Okay. It is not, I have given 10, but it is printing only 9. Okay. So this is one catch here, the stop. Okay. You have to remember the stop. Okay. Whatever a stop you give, it will take just one step below. Okay. Just one step before. So if you give 10 here, it will stop at 9. Okay, it always stop at just one step below, one step before. Okay, so if you want to take 10, you have to give 11 here. So I'm saying 0 to 11, then it will stop at 10. It will stop just 1 point before. So now it will print from 0 to 10. Okay, got it? Let's suppose I want to take, I want to start from 0 and I want to get like this 0 for 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. I want to take 2 to jump. So just change the step here. Okay. So it will start from 0 and then go 2, then 4. So it will take 2 steps. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. After 10, it is after 10 is at 12. So 12 is not there because my limit is 11. So this will print like this. Suppose I give a 3 step. Okay. So start from 0, 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12. Like this. Okay. Let's suppose I want to start from 1. Okay. And I want to take one step. Okay. So it will print 1 from 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 till 10. 1 to 10. Okay. Suppose you want to print range, you want to print even number starting from 2 to 20. Okay. I want to print all the range even number from 2 to 20. How to do that? So my starting point will be 2. Okay. And where I want to reach 20. So I need to give one more 21. And what can be the step here? 2 step, because I want to print even number. 0 to 0 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, like this. Okay, so 0 to 2 to it will start from 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like this. Okay, So this way you can play with that. So range is very handy. So it has 3 parameters. Okay, starting from starting point, uh, your stop point where you want to stop, and how much step you want to take. Okay. Any confusion here? Any question here to understand range?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's suppose it is printing in the ascending order, right? Now let's suppose I want to print in the descending order, in the reverse order. Okay. Suppose I want to start from like this. I want to go from 20, then 19 in reverse order, then 18 like this, and like this in the reverse order. Okay. So how the reverse work? Okay. So reverse is also same. So you have to start like this. Okay. You want to start from 20. So give the 20. I'm starting from 20. Okay. And where I want to stop, suppose I want to reach 20 to 1. Okay. And here step. Okay. So step is important. Okay. One thing remember, whenever you want to go in the increasing order, okay, your step will be positive. For example, in the previous case, I gave the step 1, 2, 3. Okay. So if you want to go, if you want to forward into increasing order, your step will be positive. But here I want to move into reverse order, 20, 19, 18, 17, like this in the reverse order. Okay. In that case, your step should be negative. You give a -1. So the step determine that what your direction. You want to move into forward direction or you want to move in the reverse direction. That determine the direction. Okay. So it is moving from 2019 to reverse order until till 5 to till 1 till 2. Okay. So I need to give here a -1 because it stops one step before. One, it is going till 0. So -1 people is 0 right? It will go 0. I want to go till the 1, right? So 2 देना पड़ेगा. Then it will go till 1. No, 2, 3, 3, then 2, 1, 0. Okay, I need to give 0. Then okay, 0 से पहले 1. Yeah. So one step before you have to give one step before. Now it will go till 1. Okay. Understand? So before 0, I'm giving 0. So it will stop just before 0. It will stop at 1. Okay. The stop is always before 1. Okay. If I say I want to stop at 1, it will stop 1 before 1, 2. It will stop at 2. 2. Okay. So this is some concepts. Okay. Range. If you want to move in the forward direction, your steps should be positive. Okay. Otherwise, steps should be negative. Okay. And the stop is always -1. Okay. Whatever stop you give here, it will stop just one step before. Okay. So this is the range. Any question here? And in the range, we always use X for loop like this. Okay. So this is the range. You can do practice. You just type in Claude, just teach me range. You will get a lot of example about range function, how to use range. Okay. So this is how it. Okay. So okay. So okay. Let us see how to iterate list. Okay. Very simple. Suppose I have a list of item. It's a list, right? It's a list of color. The same concept. Okay. For your variable name in and the your collection name color. Okay. And you can pull all the data like this. Very simple. Okay. There's one more thing, enumerate. This is very important concept. Okay. How to use enumerate? It's very sometimes it's very important. Let me explain that. Okay. Uh, okay. What happens? The problem with that for block is that let's suppose here. Okay. Suppose this is my for block. Okay. I'm using X in Y. Okay. X in Y. So I can get all the content. I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose it is 100. I can get all the content. It's okay. Suppose it's 100. It's a 20. It's a 30. It's 60. Okay. I can get all the content. I can get 100 to order content. Okay. But let's suppose at the same time, okay, Here the problem with this loop is that though I'm getting all the content, but I'm not getting the index number. Okay, while iteration, I need to get the index as well as the element. This is my requirement. Okay, for example, 100. For the element 100, what is the index? 0 index. For 2, what is the index? 1 index.
One.
So iteration, along with the iteration, along with the element, I want to get the index also. So this will not happen. Okay, in this simple for block, you cannot get the index while iterating a list. If you really want to get index, what you have to do, you have to use enumerate function like this. Okay, enumerate it. Okay. Okay. Now enumerate will give you two things. Okay, it will give you index and the number. Okay, so now print index. You can print index colon x. You can see that. So 100 at index 0, right? 2 at index 1. So I'm getting the element along with their indices. 2 index 1, 30 index 2, like this. Okay. So in that case, we use enumerate. Okay. So if you want to get index along with the element, always use enumerate and the formula. Okay. So this is how we use enumerate, and it will give index and the element like this. This is very handy. Okay. So a string, suppose you want to iterate all the character in a string. Suppose this is my hello. I want to put all the character like H, E, L, L. So because string is also a sequence. Okay. String is also a sequence of character. So you can do the for block for X in messages, and it will print all the character. Okay. Suppose you want to get the index, then you use enumerate. You will get the index as well. Okay. Dictionary. So I cover how to list and tuple is very simple. Similarly, tuple is also same. Okay. Suppose you have a tuple, the syntax will remain same, no change. Okay. So similarly, you can iterate list and tuple. Okay. Dictionary is a bit different. So let us understand how to loop dictionary. Okay. So suppose I have a dictionary. Okay. So let us come back to dictionary. I discussed yesterday, right? I will come back. So let us see how to do iteration of the in the dictionary. List and tuple is very simple. For dictionary is a bit more tricky. Let us understand. Okay, so this is my dictionary. Okay, student is one dictionary. Okay, so how to iterate? Okay, so as you know that dictionary has key and value pair. Okay, so let's suppose if I iterate like this, if I write for block for okay x in students, okay, and print x. Let us see what will happen. Okay. Print x student. Okay, so x will give you student. So I will not run this. It will give you all the keys. Let us run this. Okay, so by default, what happens if you just give a student, okay, and you use a for loop? So by default, it always give you only the key. You can see that this x is nothing but all the key, name, age, and grade. Okay, you're getting all the key. Okay, so simple. You just put the dictionary name and you just put a print for x in student. You will get all the key by default. Okay, let's suppose I want to get uh, there's some function. You can use some function of the dictionary. For example, dictionary dot keys, right? You know keys. I want to get all the keys. Okay, so it will get all the keys only, just like on it same. The result will be same. It will give all the keys. Same thing. Okay. Suppose I want to get all the values. So these are the operation, right? Yesterday we covered, right? Dictionary has a keys, values, items, right? So let's suppose I want to get all the values, not only key. I want to pull all the values. So values. So it will give all the value like Alice 28, all the values. Okay, like this. Now let's suppose I want to get both. I want to get both key and the corresponding value. Okay, so for that you have to use items. Okay, yesterday we covered, right? Items will give you key value pair. Okay, So items always give you key and value pair. Okay. So for that, I have to use two variables because the result of item is two. It's a key and value. So for that, I have to use two variables here, k comma v. K okay, like this, because this item is giving you two variables. Okay, that's why I'm storing key into k and value into v. Okay, and let us see what is the key. uh, Print key column p. Let us see. You can see that. So the key is k is the key name, okay, and v is the corresponding value Alice. Okay, then age is the key and 20 is the corresponding value, and grade is the key corresponding to 20. You get this? So item is very handy. Whenever we have to pull both the information, keys and value, you always use items. Okay. Otherwise, you want to get only keys, use keys here, you will get only keys. And in that case, you have to use single variable. So in case of items, we use two variable because it always gives you key and value. Okay. So we can use items, keys, values in the for block, and you can pull keys, values, items according to that. Okay. For example, it is giving some examples. Say student. Okay. Only student, it will give all the key. Name as grade. Okay. If I say keys, it will give all the keys exactly same. If I say values, it will give all the values like this. If I say items, okay, so items give you key value pair. So that is why in the for block, I have to use two variables because the result is giving two variables. So I need to store keys into key and value. Okay, so I'm writing key value. Okay, it can be any name. It can be x comma y key comma v. But generally, it's a good practice. We always use k comma uh, v. Generally, it's a I mean it's a tradition. It's not a rule, but it's a good tradition in Python. We always donate with the k and v like this. Okay, but it can be anything. I can write here x comma y, no problem. Any variable name. Okay, x comma y, and I can write here x y. It will give the same result. I'm just changing the variable name, no problem. Okay, this is how it works. Yeah, so this is way we iterate we use for block and we iterate list, a tuple, and dictionary. Okay. Any any question here till now? Are we
No,
good?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then next is so we cover all the for block. Okay, how to use for block, range function, list function, how to iterate list, how to iterate tuple, how to iterate dictionary. Dictionary is very important. Items, keys, values. Okay. Set is also simple. Suppose you have a set, the same concept, the loop, the syntax will remain same. Okay, no difference. Okay, so this become a set. Okay, with the curly braces, I'm using set. Okay, with the curly braces, we also create a dictionary. But in dictionary we have a key value pair. Okay, when if you don't have a key value pair and using curly braces, it becomes a set. So this is a set. Okay, and you can do same way iteration. Okay, then we have a while block. Okay. Uh, then we have to cover function, lambda function. I think time, you guys are okay. We have a lot of time we have taken now. Is it okay? We can cover tomorrow. I think tomorrow I will cover only function. I think just 1 hour is enough to cover function lambda. Okay. So I cover conditional range loop. Okay. And the while there's another thing, while loop. Okay. So let us understand while, and I will stop at once. Okay. So while is another way to iteration. Okay. So while how the while works, for example, if you know any programming language, then it's pretty much same. The concept is same here also here. So in the while we do, uh, we put some condition at front. Okay. This is the while condition. Okay. So while we write a while. Okay. And we give some condition. Okay. So what happened? For block is very good in case of collection. If we have a collection, like list, tuple, dictionary, then it's very good to use for block. Okay, but suppose you don't have a condition, you don't have a collection like any sequence, and based on some condition, you want to do some iteration in program. Okay, there's no collection as such, but I want to do some iteration. Okay, based on some condition. Okay, in that case, you can go with while block, while loop. Okay, for example, here I'm putting some condition. Okay, I have some variable count. Okay, and here I'm saying that if count is less than 5, okay, unless I mean I will create a loop. Okay, so this loop will continue unless this condition is true. Okay, so we put a condition here. Okay, in front of while we put a condition. Okay, and this will keep on going on. Okay, this condition, I mean this loop or this block will keep on going on unless until this condition becomes false. Okay, as long as this condition is true, this will keep happening. And whatever you write here inside the block, it will keep on coming. It will keep on going on, going on, going on. Okay, it will stop when this condition becomes false. As long as this condition is true, this will keep happening. When the condition becomes false, it will stop. Okay, so there is no any collection as such, there's no any sequence as such, but I'm controlling this whole iteration with some condition. In that case, we use while loop. Okay, and here in the while loop, we give some condition, and inside the block, this condition you have to update. If you don't update this condition, and you will keep it always true, it become infinite loop. Okay, so somehow we have to update this condition, otherwise it will never stop. We will not update this condition, it will as well go and go on. It will become infinite kind of loop. Okay, you can see that I'm writing while I have a condition that count is less than 5. Right now count is 0. Okay, and unless until count is less than 5, okay, I will keep on doing. And here I'm increasing the count. So somehow I'm updating my this condition. Okay, so it will start from 0. So every time I'm increasing it, I'm making from 0 to 1, 2, because I'm just adding. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it will go from so how long it will continue. So it will start from 0. When you set it 0, okay, it will print 0. Then it will increase the count. Okay, so the now count become 1. It become 1 round. Okay, so it will print 1. Okay, now next time it becomes 2. So 2. So 2 is still less than 5. It's okay. It's 2 now. It becomes 3. 3 is less than 5. It's okay. 4. 4 less than 5. It's okay. Right? Now 5. So at the 5, it will stop. Because now condition, if the count becomes 5, so 5 is less than 5. No, it's become false. Then loop will automatically gets exhausted. It get over. Okay. So it will print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this way we use while condition whenever we have some condition, and we can control the execution by the condition. And inside the block, you have to update the condition. If you don't update the condition, can be chance that it can be infinite loop. Your loop will never over, and your program will have some error. Okay, so you have to control the this variable, this condition inside the block. Okay, so this is how it works. It's a conditional base. Okay, whenever we have some condition and we want to do some operation based on some condition, we can do that. So there's a while loop. Okay, so you can try this something. Okay, uh, so condition is very simple. You use while, give some condition operator. Okay, and internally you have to update the condition. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, otherwise it's a error prone. Okay, if you don't do that, for example, you can see that here it's an infinite loop. I'm saying while true. Okay, and I'm doing something. Okay, so because it is always true, it will never become false. So it's an infinite loop. Okay, so you have to, whenever you use while loop, be careful. I mean, when it will stop. If you don't stop it, then it will be a regular infinite loop. Okay, so this is the looping part. A couple of things I will cover tomorrow. Break, continue. Okay, but I think major thing I have covered. Okay, uh, these things I have covered. You can also take help of. I think I have covered the basic thing, all the foundational thing I have covered. You just spend some time with here. You can read out some article how to do that. You will understand. Okay. Tomorrow I will cover a very important part is the list comprehension. This is very important. and I like list comprehension very much. So what is the list comprehension? What is the dictionary comprehension? I will cover tomorrow. Okay. So these are the basic one. Yeah, how to use for loop, while loop, and these things we covered today class. Okay. So conditional we cover, range we cover, loop we cover. Okay, almost I have covered that. Tomorrow I will wrap up. Tomorrow I will cover function and lambda. Okay, which is very. I think I will not take much time. Okay, and then I will start tomorrow. I will start LLM also. Okay, so maybe in half an hour I will complete function, and then I will jump to LLM. Maybe I will start from OpenAI and Google Gemini some model. Okay, so I think pretty much I have covered in Python. You have to practice. I know that maybe whatever I have covered, uh, take help of some uh, internet or some cloud, some chat GPT, whatever you're comfortable with, and do some practice, some do hands-on. Okay, so it will be easy going forward to make some project or building the next item. Okay, so this is all from today class. Tomorrow I will cover function lambda and I will start LLM.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so meantime, please practice. It will help you. Okay,
Thank you so much, sir.
thank you. Okay, I will see you
Good
tomorrow.
night.
Bye.
Good night.